My name is Javier García-Manglano. I work at the University of Navarre, where I lead a research team called Youth in Transition at the Institute for Culture and Society. I have with me today two members of my group, Claudia.
Hello, I'm Claudia Lopez. I'm a psychologist and I'm interested in well-being in the transition to adulthood.
And Cecilia.
I am Cecilia Serrano, a sociologist. I study relationships during the transition to adulthood.
Okay, so let me give you a summary of a study we conducted in 11 different countries on well-being during the pandemic and precisely during the lockdown. So we ran this survey, online survey, in 11 different countries: Argentina, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, El Salvador, Spain, Guatemala, Mexico, Peru, Uruguay, and Venezuela, all Spanish-speaking. And we collected at least 500 or around 500 to 1,000 from each country. The distribution of the sample, which is 8,000 people, more than 8,000 people, by age groups is the following. So we have people all ages, but more younger people than elderly people, but a fair number of people 60 plus. By sex, you can see that we have more females than males, but a fair number of males. And finally, by education, we have people of all three levels of education: higher education, a bit more people with higher education, a few with vocational training, and then a fair number of people with no higher education. That's high school or less. And now Claudia is going to explain some of the relationships between screen time and types of use of technology, and then psychological well-being or distress. Well-being is a summary measure of happiness, life satisfaction, and flourishing. And distress is also a summary measure from 0 to 10 of depression, anxiety, stress, and discomfort.
And in this figure, we could see at the bottom the number of hours spent per day on their mobile devices. And in the vertical axis, in blue, we see the levels of well-being, and in red, the levels of distress. And what we can see here is that as the number of hours spent increase, levels of distress also increase. And this tendency is similar when they use their mobile phone for communication. And it's even more evident when they use it for other specific purposes, such as social media, as you can see in the image, and entertainment. The next thing we wanted to know is that if there were certain types of use more associated with distress than others. And in this graphic, we can see 11 different types of use. And in red, the level of psychological distress of the people that use technology for that purpose very often. And in general, well, we could divide it in two different groups. One group were those types associated with higher levels of distress, which in our research were those people that punctuated higher than, with a level higher than 4. And in the first place, we see that using mobile phone as an evasion strategy or to forget problems, it's the highest, and followed by online betting, pornography, and seeking information for COVID. And on the other side, there's another group with those types that are associated with lower levels of psychological distress, such as studying for work purposes, communicating with others, etc.
We also explored some behaviors associated with well-being. We call them protective factors because of this positive relation between the time spent and the level of well-being. Some of these activities are sports or exercise, and also some hobbies that are not screen-related, such as reading or painting. And we can see that the more time spent in these activities, the higher the level of well-being. Another important protective factor is that of our personal relationships. And we can see that in general, the better the relationship we have with our family or friends, the higher the level of well-being.
Okay, thank you, Cecilia. Thank you, Claudia. This is all for us. This is a brief summary of our preliminary results. We will be posting more detailed analysis in the coming weeks in our website, which is down there in the image, and also in our blog, which you can follow. I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you for your attention.